Howdy, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be with us tonight. Sorry for some of the problems we had last week, but it seems we've got everything going now, so should all be good. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to make you the best version of yourself. And we consider the best version of yourself to help you become financially independent by teaching you how to currency trade with our very accurate proprietary trading tools. And we supplement that with the best in the business one-on-one training. And we believe that one-on-one training is essential for you to become an excellent trader. In this session, we do these sessions for a couple different reasons. One is it's a teaching moment to show you a different trade or a couple different trades. We have over a dozen signals, and as you get trained, you will find a signal that resonates with you, and we will create a trade plan around that. And the second reason is to show you how accurate our tools are. Only difference between me and you is that I've learned how to read the indicators and I know how to kind of manage the risk. And that is the goal of the training, to help you, to get you to do those two things. Trading is tremendously fun and profitable. I've been doing it about 3 years and I love it. I wish I figured it out 30 years ago, but you got to start with where you're at today, and this is where we're at. So before we get too far into it, we got to listen to this guy, and you know my thoughts on this guy.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right. Let's. Another thing that makes our program great is that we do these live trades. When you're in the light program, you've got access to me on Monday evening, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning. Then we have an intro to coaching session on Tuesday and Thursday, and then you've got the light meeting on Friday. But when you get into the member, when you become a member, you get over 10, an additional 10 live trades a day. These people who do these are very, very good traders. So there's things to learn and you can ask questions. They actually probably take more questions than I do. So you've got many, many opportunities to trade and see live traders trade. Historically, on these various trades, they've netted about 150 pips a week. So it is very beneficial. Until you're doing 10 pips per day on your own, you should attend as many of these as you can. As you know, I trade off of a daily trade routine. It's a little bit like a pilot's checklist. So I just go down through everything just real quick to make sure that everything's turned on and running. Actually, before we go into the pilot's checklist here, there was an error on today's recommended trade. There was an error on today's recommended trade. And several of you pointed that out. On Mondays, I'm always a little rushed because we've got this coming up, so that's no excuse. But I did make a mistake on the take profit. The take profit is 11676, 11676, basically 11 pips more than where we were at. I put in the take the stop loss and take profit at the same number on the email that I sent. So when you see a discrepancy in that, you can always go to the forexsmarttrade.com results page and see what it is, because I post it there also. And just to show you what I was talking about when I was saying that we were just under resistance, you can see this line. You can see this line right here. So we were just under that. It needs to break that line to take the trade. I was seeing a buy signal, but until it breaks that line, it's a no-go. So with that, let's go back. Got interrupted on my checklist. So I checked to make sure my MetaTrader 4 and green charts are live and connected. I did that. We haven't traded since last Tuesday, so we're going to skip the review. But the review is important because that's how you learn. You learn by doing something. Well, you set the goal. The goal is to have a winning trade, but you set the goal. You take action toward that goal, and then you see how close you're getting to that goal. So if you're not getting there, and you are not getting there, if you made a bad trade, you want to figure out what you did wrong so that you can correct it. And I recommend taking a snapshot of the trade when you've taken it, and then you can always go back and show it to your coach or show it to me, and I can say, all right, well, this is what I see. And then it becomes easier to kind of visualize the trade. Now, I know if you're trading on a short-term chart, that becomes a little more cumbersome to do, but I'm only taking anywhere from 2 to 8 trades a day, so taking the screenshot is not that bad. We are technical traders. As technical traders, we're trading strictly based on the price action, and that's what the indicators are very, very good at figuring out. So we want to the other thing that impacts currency, though, is news. So we want to know if there's any upcoming news items that we need to worry about that we should take account in our trading. So today was technically a bank holiday here, so volume was a little bit low. And generally on bank holidays in the U.S., you shouldn't trade. But we're coming up onto a new day. ForexFactory.com lists news events that could impact currency, and they rank it in a very nice way: low impact, medium impact, which is orange, and high impact, which is red. And we don't have a high impact until Wednesday on the USD in the morning. So we've got kind of clear sailing. Some people get a little concerned if they see multiple oranges. Here we've got some on the euro at 5 a.m. tomorrow and USD at 10 and 11, but they're not at the same time. So I don't worry about the oranges. I worry about the reds. And if I see a red, I try to be out of it 2 hours beforehand. So with that, let's go ahead and trade. Now, in this session, I'm going to do 2 of the various signals we have. And the one is something called the 10-point trade, which basically I'm trying to get all the lines to line up. And the second is, if we have time at the top of the hour, is something called a thick orange line trade, which is a little scalp trade, good for 5 pips. And we always want to take it at the top of the hour. Now, the other thing about our indicators is that they work better. They are very accurate, but they work better when there's volume in the market, when one of the pairs are trading actively, one or both of the pairs. So we don't want to trade on pairs that aren't going to be active. So it is nighttime here. So it's approaching morning time in Australia. So Australia is okay. So we can trade that pair. I start with the majors and minors. I am looking for situations where we are oversold. So the lines are below the red line are overbought. The lines are above the blue line. And ideally, I want to, when the lines are below the red line, that's a buying opportunity. The market's oversold. And the opposite is true when they're above the blue line. So I want to catch the lines when they are further down here. These lines are the majors, which are the red and green lines, are almost halfway through the channel. If I can catch them when they're down here, I can get a run through the channel, and that's what I'm looking for, a run through the channel. So I'm going to pass. Euro dollar, neither is active. Pound dollar, neither is active. U.S. Canadian dollar, neither is active. U.S. Swiss franc, neither is active. U.S. yen. Yen is it's morning time in Japan. We are in the middle of the channel here. So if I don't have the signal right here, I don't need to look at what's going on with the TNTs or the pressure. I can stop because I want everybody to line up. And this is kind of the key piece of it. So I want to be either overbought or oversold. And right now we're in the middle of the channel. Now this is a pre-built, the light 6 is a pre-built chart in your indicators. I've gone ahead and cloned it and made multiple other charts so that we can look at multiple pairs. So when I clone it, then I just go in and I just change the pairs to what I like. And I am trading off of a 1 hour chart, And on a 1 hour chart, I want to be at least 30 minutes into the chart to use the data to trade with. So euro, pound, neither is current. Australian dollar, yen. Both of these are going to be current, but we're more than halfway into the channel. So I'm going to pass. Euro, Canadian, that's not current. Australian, New Zealand dollar, overbought. Minors are coming down, but majors aren't there yet. We want everybody coming down, and when there's a discrepancy, I'm going to pay more attention to what the majors are doing versus the minors. So we're not quite ready there. Pound yen, yes, the widowmaker. The widowmaker, as Dale likes to call it. Dale does the on it. That's at 8:30. And the reason it's called the widowmaker is because it moves very fast and it moves quite far. So you can get taken out on a stop loss before your trade hits. And the trade will hit, but since it bounces so much, it takes you out right away. So we have got oversold. Minors are going up. I don't mind that the minors are more than halfway. Majors are just entering the channel. So we've got 3 points here. Point number one is that we're oversold. Point number two is that all the lines are pointed up. And point number three is I've got the green line is come up over the top and the gray line is over the top. Ideally, I would like to see the green. I'd like to see more steepness in the majors, the red and the green line. The steepness of the lines matter, but what I do have, which is encouraging, what I do have is I do have a kink in the line right here, and the steep increases on the minors and on the majors, or on the majors and the minors. So I like that I've got this kink in the line. So if I got 3 points here, then I'm going to go up to my TNTs, and I want to count how many lines are going in the direction that's consistent with what I'm seeing on the majors and minors. Thick orange is going up. So that's 1 point. The blue lines are inversely related. So what that means is when blue's going down, that means buy. So the two blue lines are going down. So I've got 3 of the 4 telling me buy. I want a minimum of 3 of the 4 or 4 of the 4. So I got 3 of the 4. So I've got all the criteria I need here. And now I am going to look at where the pressure is. The third piece of it, and I want either the pressure lines going up, and right now they're going down slightly. It's a weak down. It's weak because 1, the lines are gapped, and 2, because of the slope of the lines. or I want the green line on top. So I have neither here. I've got down pressure, slight down pressure with red on top. So I don't have a point here. So without a point here, I don't want to take the trade. And this is hard for lots of new people. I've got a new trader that I work with a little bit, and she is always wanting to take a trade. You don't always have to take a trade. You just need to take the one right trade. If you take 2 or 3 of those a day, you're going to be terrific. You're going to be very, very happy with what you're doing. So yeah, I've got this here. I've got this here, but the pressure isn't quite there yet. The green line is almost going flat. I do look at what the slope of the green line is, but it's just not there. So we're going to pass. The Euro Australian dollar, we're more than halfway into the channel, so I'm going to pass. And let's see here. So here's another group of 6. Interesting. Canadian dollar yen. We are overbought, and the minors are coming down or going sideways. Majors are going up. If these were still going up, I would consider it. But since they're not, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. Euro New Zealand dollar. Overbought, coming down. I don't like the slope here, but everybody is going down, and I have the double cross. So I've got 3 points here. We're not halfway on the minors or the majors. So if I consider it, but again, I got 3 out of 4. Thick orange is coming down. 2 blue lines are going up, which is what we had before. Usually it's the 2 orange lines going down and the dotted blue going in the direction. Thick blue is the last to turn. It's the slowest. What it's measuring comes in. It's kind of a little bit of a trailing indicator. But we've got up pressure with green on top. Green line is flat here. So the slope is, whereas before on that last one we saw the slope was the opposite direction. Here it's at least flat, but it's not going down. So again, we're going to pass. Pound New Zealand dollar, we're in the middle of the channel, more than halfway. We're going to pass. NZD JPY. All right, I like this. 3 points here. Oversold. Everybody's going up, and there's nice steepness to this. All the lines are clustered. We're not quite halfway. I'm willing to take this. Thick orange is going up. Thick blue is going down. Dotted blue is going down, but not that steeply. So we got 3 of the 4 here. And again, the pressure is killing us. We got kind of sideways pressure. Red line's coming down. Green line is going up a little bit. So the green line here is better than the green line we've got over here, which is sideways. But on a sideways pressure, usually we get retracement. Retracement means the current candle is going to kind of mimic one of the previous candles. So it looks like it's going to just mimic this one right here. But again, we don't have the pressure there. So let's keep going till we get the right setup. Gold dollar. Gold is that trades all the time. So we're oversold going down. Bitcoin, we're in the middle of the channel, so we're going to pass. All right, this is the 4th. So we've gone through 18 pairs. Australian Canadian dollar, we're midway through the channel. Swiss franc yen. This was just like what we saw a second ago, where the miners have kind of gone through and are going sideways now. So I'm going to pass. Not everybody's going up. I want everybody going up. Here I got everybody going up on the euro pound, but the problem is we're more than halfway. More than halfway. We also don't have the pressure, but I want to get a good run, and to get the good run, I want to try to catch it closer to the oversold line than the halfway line. Euro or pound Australian dollar in the channel. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. Everybody's going up. Green's on top, gray's on top, but I don't like the slope of this line. The slope of the line is less than 45 degrees. I want to see the slope steeper. And, also you can see the steepness is translating into here because we only have 2 of the 4 lines, plus we don't have the pressure. So nothing there. And Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, middle of the channel. So on the 10-point trade tonight, we didn't see anything. But the great thing about this is when you know multiple signals is you can go back and go through things with a different signal and see if that other signal is there. So this next signal is the thick orange line trade. One of the first trades I learned. In fact, they used to teach it before they taught the trade that they teach now, the 5 and the 1. They moved to the 5 and 1 because they thought it was a little simpler, and plus it gives you more opportunity to trade. Whereas this one, you have to wait till the top of the hour. So we've got 8 minutes left in the hour. Usually I want to take this when there's 5 minutes or less left. And the key to this trade is we're going to start up here in the TNTs, and we're looking at what this orange line is doing. And when this orange line is as high as it can go, we give it a number, and when it's as high as it can go, it's at a 10. It's a scaled number. So when this is at a 10, it's telling us there's no more up in the movement. When there's no more up in the movement, that means it's a good time to sell. But to make that sell, we want something to confirm that it indeed is maxed out. And what we're going to use to do that, to see if it's maxed out, is I'm going to go down to the TNTs, and I'm going to see where these lines are. And I want to see if this is at 10, I want to see all 4 of these lines way above the blue, especially the red and green. I want to see them way above the blue. And if I have condition 1 and condition 2, I got a good trade. It is worth 5 pips all day long. So, but again, I want an active market. So I'm just going to go to the pairs that are going to be have some movement in them. So none of the U.S. pairs or the other U.S. pairs won't, except U.S. yen. So 5.9 isn't close enough to 10. So I want this number to either be 10 or 0. 10 or 0. And it can be within 1 point of either end. So it can be from 9 to 10 or from 0 to 1. So we got nothing on this chart. So let's go to the next one. And again, it's a simple little thing to figure out. 3 isn't 10. All right, so 10 is 10. But when I go to the majors and minors, minors are up here, but majors aren't. I want all the lines way above here. So that's confirming that this is maxed out. Right now, I don't have confirmation of that. 8.1 isn't close enough. 10. So we're maxed out again, but the lines are down here. I want them up here. Let's see, how do we get rid of this guy? Get rid of that guy. So not good. 0. So the lines, when it's at 0, that's telling us it believes there's no more down in the movement. But looking at this chart on the majors and minors, this is showing us there's still some down left. We want all of these lines down here. So when this is at 0 and these lines are down here, we got a good trade. So we've just gone through 12 pairs. Let's go through the next couple. 10 lines down here. Majors are up here, or minors are up here, but majors are down here. And we've seen this pattern now on a bunch of the charts. 2 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. 7 isn't close enough. 2 isn't close enough. So you can see we can go through quite a few pairs real quickly. 8.6, no. 10, yes, but my majors and minors aren't there. 10, yes, but my majors and minors aren't there. 0, yes, my minors are there, but my majors are just hitting the line. So I'm guessing next hour, this might be a good trade. I want this red line, down here where the black line is. So it's not there yet. NZD CHF, not close enough. Not close enough. Oh, I apologize, gang. We've just gone through 24. Well, we went through 24 charts with 2 different signals and didn't find a good trade that I felt good enough about trading with. My bread and butter trade is that 10-point trade, and you can use that 10-point trade on any chart. I typically use it on the 1-hour chart, but you can use it on a 2-hour chart, a 4-hour chart, or even a day chart. Every once in a while, I see that set up on the day chart, and when I do, that trade is worth 30 pips if you can get it, versus the 10 pips that you take off of the hour chart. So no trade tonight. We will reconvene tomorrow morning at 6:30 and see what we can come up with. Let's see if we have any questions before we go. Hold on. Have I considered trading the indices? I haven't, but you know what we can do? And it's curious that you asked that, because I was looking at the indices today and thinking about it. So the universe is coming kind of together here, that you happen to bring it up and I happen to be looking at it today. What I'll do is I'll create a 5th chart with the indices, and we'll add that to the package so that we've got some more options to trade. I probably won't do it between now and tomorrow morning, but tomorrow sometime during the day, I'll create a new chart and add that to it. The trade that I send out in the evening is harder to explain. So you're just going to have to take my word on it and the accuracy behind it. Then I'm usually pretty good on that trade. But to show that here is you need to be at kind of a certain skill level. So I prefer not to do that. But good question. On a longer time period, the trades are worth more pips because it moves more. So if you get that run through the channel, if you have the setup and you get the run through the channel, it's worth more pips. So on a 1-hour chart, it's worth like between 5 and 30. And I usually end up taking 10, but it depends. It depends where you are once you get to the support and resistance and what the trend is. We didn't get that far in the analysis today, but once we do find the setup, then the next step is where's the support and resistance, and what's the trend, and then I'll use that to figure it out. So the kind of the stopping points on a 2-hour chart are a little further away, the support and resistance. And then on a day chart, they're even further away. So you get that bigger run. But on a day chart, though, like on a 1-hour chart, usually I'm looking for the trade to close in 1 to 3 hours. Now that this evening trade, the trade that I send out in the evening, I don't expect that to close till 2 or 3 in the morning when London comes online. But normally when I'm trading the euro dollar during the day, I'm looking for an exit within 1 to 3 hours. On a day chart, if you see the signal, you need to wait 1 to 3 days. So as new traders, we don't like to show you that, because you're not going to have the patience to wait 1 to 3 days. Once you get a little history under your belt, you've got the ability to wait the 1 to 3 days. But in the beginning, everybody's kind of looking for that quick score. So trading off the day chart is harder for new people. But the signal works the same way. And Tori is pointing out that the take profit is wrong. So just to refresh your, just as a quick recall, the take profit is wrong. I did it too quick. It should be 1.15676. You can always check it if you see there's an error. I also posted on the results page what the trade is going to be. So 1.15676 is where the take profit is. I was going a little too fast when I typed it in. Okay, gang. Thanks for being here, and we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:30. And who's in charge of coffee? All right. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.